Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot and today's pick a card reading. Who has a crush on you and why? So, today we're going to be taking a look at someone in your life who's got a massive crush on you. We're going to take a look at what they think about you, how they feel when they're around you, what energy they're rocking with right now. We're going to take a look at what they might do next and what advice Spirit has for you going forward. So, remember these messages, they're always timeless and they find you whenever you're meant to receive them. So take a moment to just sit back and relax. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, and allow your intuition to pull you to the pile that calls to you the most. First pile, second pile, or the third pile. When you're ready to go to your reading, all you have to do is go to the timestamps below in the comments or in the description and go right to your reading. So let's get started with pile number one. So pile number one, let's get right into your reading. Who's crushing on you? The warrior. So this person is somebody who's a fighter, somebody who's going to go after what they want. They probably present with a lot of alpha energy, strong fighter, alpha energy. So yeah, you've got a warrior on your case, right? So how do they feel when they're around you? What do they want? They want to be exclusive. They have a crush on you, and there's something about your vibe that they want all to themselves. Now, this is definitely going to track with that warrior spirit because warrior energy goes after what it wants, protects it, right? What might they do next? Mercury energy, Mercury and Capricorn. So it's going to be a conversation. For some of you, they may have a way of organizing a way to get to you, to have like a little meeting or a little sort of get together. They're going to behind the scenes orchestrate some kind of way to sort of have that one-on-one conversation with you, right? Mercury and Capricorn energy is also somebody who is really good with their money, right? They're really good with getting money through their words and their communications. So this person is very resourceful. What does Spirit have to say? Spirit says there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential with this individual. So I wonder if you already know who I'm talking about since you resonate with this reading. If you do, you pick this pile. But right away, we can see that there is someone in your life that you know who has a real fighter spirit, a warrior spirit, and they want to be exclusive with you. And they're really busy organizing a way to make that happen. That might be through conversations or, like I said, organizing maybe some kind of meeting or some kind of get together. You know, it may even come across as somewhat spontaneous, but meanwhile, behind the scenes, they've arranged it to look all like that. It's really attentive energy. So let's go ahead and pull out the rest of your reading. What else is going on here? So Knight of Swords energy, that tracks with that Mercury for this person. Again, somebody who's really communicative, takes action. Queen of Wands, that's your energy. High Priestess, that's your intuition telling you that you know who this person is. Five of Pentacles, starting over again. And then we have Seven of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool. So the Fool is starting a whole new journey, right? Taking a leap of faith. Yeah, this connection has some serious potential. You know, when Fool energy comes in, it's like this feeling of, yeah, I think I'm ready for an adventure. I think I'm ready to take a leap of faith, right? I'm ready for a new beginning. Definitely new beginning energy, open energy. So Knight of Swords and Queen of Wands, that's the two of you, really. You definitely are rocking Queen of Wands in this scenario here. This is somebody, you're somebody who's very experienced, right? You love life. There's a feeling here that there's a lot of fire in you. And it makes sense that somebody who rocks with warrior spirit is interested in you, who is a warrior and a fighter, alpha energy. Yeah, they're going to be attracted to that fiery Queen of Wands. Knight of Swords is the energy that they're presenting with. So they're really, active. This is somebody who does a lot. They get a lot done. There's a lot of air around them. Knight of Swords is air energy. So we're talking about somebody who has a lot of ideas, gets a lot done, communicates really, really well. If there's something in their way, they're going to get it out of their way. This is also the type of person who's going to have that communication or that conversation that needs to happen, right? This is not someone who's shy about talking. This is not someone who's shy about addressing any kind of issue. Yeah, this is a warrior. And as I say, they want to be exclusive with you. And Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, there is a feeling that you may be a little bit more emotionally either mature or just experienced than they are because you're coming in with that queen energy. But listen, somebody who has a warrior spirit in their heart, this is somebody who immediately commands authority, attention, respect, a warrior, a true warrior. Oftentimes, these people are very principled. You know, this is somebody who has a set of standards and ethics and a moral code. So you're dealing with a really strong sort of personality here. And I love it that they're coming in wanting a bit of that queen energy. So before we move on, let's just get a little bit of clarification on the Knight of Swords and that Queen of Wands connection here. Again, yeah, I think the two of you really make a good combo. I think for some of you, you already know who this person is. They may have already organized some things to sort of get next to you or perhaps get you alone, get that intimate moment with you. Seven of Pentacles, again. So we have Seven of Pentacles over here. I haven't gotten to that energy yet, but it's coming up early in the reading again, saying, pay attention to me. That Seven of Pentacles is interesting because this is somebody who really recognizes their worth. They recognize where they're at. This is somebody who's very grateful, and they often check in with themselves and like, okay, is this really what I want? You know, how can I maintain my stability and move forward? So it's like also this energy of kind of like this person is ready, right? This feeling of wanting to be exclusive with you. It feels like this person is kind of ready to maybe bring whatever stage in their life that they're at right now, especially when it comes to maybe their living situation or their business or whatever, and sort of begin to think about a new stage. That new stage may involve a person, an exclusive relationship, perhaps someone like you. Because the Seven of Pentacles energy is kind of this feeling of like, wow, you know, I think I might be ready to settle down, or I think I might be ready to date, or I think I might be ready to be exclusive with somebody. I've gotten this far. I've built myself up. This person probably has a nice, you know, living that they make. Seven of Pentacles, definitely somebody who does well financially. But everything in their life is kind of cool and kind of stable. But they're now ready to take what they've built up and sort of move to the next level. And that next level almost feels here like they want to make physical room for a relationship. And that relationship, indeed, right now is all about you. You're the one they want to be exclusive with, right? So interesting, we have High Priestess and Five of Pentacles. So when I talk about that ability to sort of say, okay, I'm good where I'm at right now, you know, everything's humming along nicely. Let's take that step to go to the next level. It's interesting because you may be dealing with a little bit of obstacles in your way in terms of a relationship. High Priestess energy is there. There's a lot of intuition right now. You may be having a lot of deja vu with this person, but at the same time, there is a lot of energy in terms of having to juggle finances, having to maybe move. Five of Pentacles is a real starting over energy. Some of you may have had to start a new job, or you may have had to move, or there may be something about your physical environment, how you're living, or your, like I say, your career, your job, that right now there may be some obstacles there. There may be a little bit of difficulty there that you're trying to work through. And your gut is probably telling you, look, do I have time for this, or do I need to work on this? The good news is that this individual, this warrior energy, is definitely bringing a vibe of support, of physical support, maybe even financial support. And this is all part of sort of that organization, Mercury, Capricorn, this feeling of, you know, they want to be exclusive with you. They have a very serious crush on you. They have feelings for you. And whatever it is that you may be dealing with in terms of obstacles in your way financially, they're kind of ready and willing to sort of step into that space and help and organize and support. This is all part of growing that next phase. So let's get a little clarity here on that Five of Pentacles to see exactly what that's all about. Yeah, it may be that, starting with this person or beginning to take the steps towards a relationship with this person is a new adventure, full energy, and it may indeed involve you leaving something behind in your life that was a bit of a burden, maybe starting over in your life in a very physical, financial way. Oh, Five of Cups. So a lot of five. And we have 2 7s. So fives and sevens. That might be your numbers. Some of you may want to check out your numerology profile. I do have a blog up about that. I might link that here. Your numbers, your cosmic numbers, your sacred numbers, everyone has their numerology profile. Will tell you a lot about your life, your destiny, your karmic debt. Right here, we have a lot of fives and sevens. So for some of you, those may be your lucky numbers, maybe numbers you see a lot. But that Five of Pentacles definitely indicates that for you, there may have been a time where you are still kind of missing someone, healing from a breakup. You may still be going through a little bit of a raw period here, a little bit of a rough period, and it really has an impact again on your physical environment. Maybe having an impact on your living environment, job environment. So there's a little sort of shadow here, I want to say, as I say, obstacle, or more or less like just a space of healing that's happening right here. And I think your gut, your intuition, High Priestess, is letting you know what you need to do. So follow your heart. There's a lot of potential here. You may be a little bit apprehensive because for some of you, you are still going through a bit of a healing of a previous breakup or someone that you're missing. But part of this healing process is definitely this warrior coming in and just providing that support. Let's go to this Seven of Pentacles. As I said, it came out earlier. So yeah, beginning a new garden. There's been, both of you have you have success and experience and life, under your belt in terms of what you've managed to manifest, right? You both have that. You both have your own garden. You right now are going through a little bit of a healing process because of a breakup, but your person is right there willing and able to start a new garden with you. And that's really their intention. And that's what this energy is all about. The desire to really start like a new garden, start something new. And that takes a lot of cultivation and tending. 2 cards fell out. I'm just going to take them because they just fell out right away. Yeah, Page of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. There's your opportunity for a new life, a real new life, right? Health, wealth, happiness, great living situation, just a great opportunity coming in. And Page of Swords is there, more swords energy. It's just like a little bit of confidence. The feeling of like, wow, there's some clarity here on what this potential is, right? Potential. So Spirit says this potential here, there's such potential in this relationship in so many ways. Such potential in a physical opportunity, new golden opportunity, clarity, confidence. Page of Swords is very sort of like, yeah, let's try it out. I think I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think I can see, a possibility here. I think I can see a potential here. So I love this. I love this energy for you. So basically, yeah, you have this warrior who's got a massive crush on you. They know that you're going through a little bit of healing right now, maybe even a little bit of a difficult period. They want to be your warrior, and they're not shy about it. They're not afraid of any difficulty there might be that you're dealing with. They want to be part of that healing process, right? You're dealing with somebody who fights for what they believe in. They also fight for who they care about. So they're never going to be afraid to help you deal with any issues that you may have to deal with in your life, any obstacles. They're willing to right away, fight right there with you. So spirits of darkness and light, spirit of fire, there's your passion and creativity. Spirit of the clover, there's your luck and abundance, because there's some luck here with this, for sure. And there's your spirit of the key, solutions, wisdom, knowledge. I do think that this person brings like a feeling of a solution into some areas in your life just by virtue of them wanting to defend you, protect you, support you. That warrior spirit is all about finding solutions as well when it comes to difficulty. Luck and abundance, we love that. It's summertime. Spirit of the clover, it's hot. More heat, spirit of the fire. I love this one. Passion, creativity, spark. There's definitely a spark here, right? Like this is not, this person has a crush on you, and it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, like you're feeling them for sure too. So let's go ahead and pull out some zodiac signs. See what zodiac signs you might be dealing with in this relationship. We're gonna pull out 3, like we always do. Ooh. Cancer energy. There you go. Water energy, very emotional, protective, supportive, family orientated. Scorpio, more water energy. Again, Scorpio energy is a warrior spirit, you know, they don't give up, right? And then we have Sagittarius. Wow. So there we go. Cancer, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and we have our spirit of fire, clover, and the key. This is your message. Thank you so much. Any of you who have noticed these beautiful bracelets that I'm wearing, my Otter Spirit bracelets, I'm going to link the Otter Spirit site here, as well as the promo code Bow and Arrow Tarot 20 to get 20% off. I do have that with them. I love it so much. I love these bracelets. So I just wanted to let you guys know about that. So I'm going to leave that up at the bottom of the screen and in the description. If this message resonated with you and you know, you're going through this crush with this warrior spirit, but you're not quite sure how it's all going to play out. You are right now going through a healing period. Let us know in the comments. Hit the like button if you resonated with this reading. Lets me know you're getting something out of these picker cards. And that is it for right now. Thank you so much. Now, if you want to stay with me for pile number 2, we're going to get started right now. So pile number 3, let's get right into who has a crush on you, the hunter. Wow, so this is again an alpha energy, someone who sets their sights on something and goes after it. So the hunter is an extremely resourceful archetype. This type of person is going to pay a lot of attention to who you are, what you like, not in any kind of sort of a toxic off-center way, but the hunter is someone who really pays attention to their quarry and finds a strategic way to get what they want. And what is it they want? They want one date. That's it. So this person has a crush on you. They want one date, but they are training all of their attention on that, trying to get that. They're going to try any way they can, right? Whatever way works. And that's really hunter energy. Now, what might they do? Mercury and Aquarius. So this is somebody who's very original, right? They have a lot of originality. They think outside the box. They're not your usual sort of individual, you know, especially with that Aquarian energy. Now, this may or may not be in their chart, but they're rocking with this kind of energy when it comes to how they want to communicate their feelings to you. So when we're dealing with this Mercury and Aquarius, you're dealing with somebody who may come up with a really novel or interesting way to convey their feelings. Now, what does Spirit have to say? Spirit has to say there's some blessings in store here. This person brings blessings with them. So the energy is really, really nice. Let's go ahead and get ready to pull the rest of your cards. So a hunter, someone not only who has a crush on you, but who also has a very definite idea of what it is they want. You know, the hunter energy is not somebody who's confused. They're not unsure. They pretty much have an idea of what it is they're trying to get and how to go about getting it. And in this case, like I say, what they're trying to get is one date with you, just to see. Something about your energy has definitely sparked their interest. So let's go a little bit further. Knight and Swords, Queen of Swords. Interesting. We had a Knight of Swords and Queen energy for the first pile as well. So that is interesting that that came up again. 7 of Cups. So a wish fulfillment coming in. 2 of Wands, a real desire to move forward on this. There's a lot of action and fire here. And then there's an 8 of Swords. This is where it gets a little bit unsure, but we will talk about it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So I love that because this person may indeed come off with magician energy. A lot of times people who are resonating with that hunter archetype, they come across as a magician because they're just so able and resourceful, and a lot of that is because they know what they want. When somebody knows exactly what they want, 100, they know what their intention is, their desire is. All of their action is geared towards that. So they can oftentimes come off or definitely display sort of magician energy, capability, talent, ability, pay, attention to detail. So I love that. This person comes across as somebody who is really well put together in a lot of ways. So now let's talk about this knight and this queen. As I said, in pile number one, we had a knight and queen sort of dynamic as well. In that pile, we saw a queen of wands, but here we have a queen of swords. So the two of you really get along well. Like mentally, the conversation is off the chain. You just vibe with each other's energy, right? You both have the same type of energy, that air energy. You like to get things done and you like to be on the move. There's an excitement in the air. You yourself are one of these people, if you're resonating with that Queen of Swords energy, which I do think is your energy showing up in this reading, she's someone who, more than any other queen, has really gone through a lot in terms of owning her identity, right? Validating herself, not really having to put on airs or pretend to be something that she isn't. So she's really walked that line of finding herself and finding her own power. And so she's a really strong queen when it comes to expressing herself, being honest, telling the truth, seeing a situation clearly. I think this is something that your hunter really, really loves about you because they're rocking with that same swords energy. They also love that clarity. They love that openness about you. They love the fact that you are authentic. And for them, this is something that they are absolutely going after. So Knight of Swords, Hunter, same type of energy. Absolutely, they desire that. So let's move into getting some clarity on these before we move on to the rest of the cards. I do see a wish fulfillment coming in, blessings, as the Spirit has said. But let's just see a little bit more. I want to pull a card for the dynamic between this Knight, your Hunter, and yourself, a Queen. Strength. Yeah, I love that. So strength is the card for Leo. This is perfect. The strength the two of you share. Strength is also, there's a feeling here of kind of like holding back the passion, right? The two of you, when you're around each other, you may get along so well. And so strength oftentimes is like, okay, let me just stay cool. Let me not let things like, jealousy or envy or insecurities, I don't want any of those emotions to get the better of me. And so it feels almost like when the two of you are around each other, you're trying to sort of maybe even keep a little bit of a lid on that. Again, this is a crush. I'm not sure that you've had a date yet. Your hunter wants a date. And so, yeah, there's a lot of passion between the two of you, but you're kind of keeping it at bay, trying to be very sort of, I want to say, pragmatic about it, not get caught up in the heat of it all. But I don't think you can deny that there's heat there. I don't think you can deny the spark that is here between the two of you. But again, you also share this ability, both of you, of like pride, dignity, strength, not succumbing to your emotions and keeping a clear head. And this is, again, something the two of you really, really share in your connection. So now let's move on to this Seven of Cups and Two of Wands energy. Yeah, this is a blessings energy because Seven of Cups is very much that kind of like, well, what do I want? I have an option. There's so many options here of what possibilities or potentialities there are. But be careful with that. Sometimes there are, some ideas, some goals can be a little bit unrealistic for the moment. So Seven of Cups is an energy where it almost feels like the whole world is opened up to you in terms of possibility, but you want to take care to pick the right one. You're wanting to pick the right option or the right path that is really for you. And that is what you truly, truly desire. Two of Wands energy is a desire to move forward. Yeah, there's a feeling here that once the two of you kind of get to that, yeah, okay, let's have a date, things might move very, very quickly indeed. All right. Two of Wands is Mars and Aries, so we have some fire here. This person may be in Aries. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who has Aries energy. They may have some Leo energy. In either case, there's some fire here. But yeah, a real, like, it happens quickly when the two of you finally decide to get it together. What else got pulled out? Page of Cups. There it is. Yeah, once you finally decide that, hey, you know what? I think we like each other. That's like the beginning spark, right? Once that spark hits, that agreement comes in, I think things move very quickly between the two of you. Of course, there's a feeling here that the two of you have something that you share. This is not just a one-sided crush. You have a crush on them too, to a degree. Like, there's something about the rapport here that's so strong. But it's just about to level up to that, okay, let's have a date. I think maybe even up until now, it was like, man, we just get along so well. It might have been really just strong friend vibes. But the passion and the attraction between the two of you really can't be contained. So now let's take a look at this Eight of Swords. Here we get a little bit of shadow. There's a feeling of not really knowing which way to go, not really knowing what's the right path, what's the right decision. There may be an issue here about, like, maybe taboos or ideas about a relationship, what a relationship should be, how it should go. There's some kind of issue here that does come along once the two of you kind of make it to this dating stage, where there are some other obstacles in the way that may be interfering, right? It feels like outside interference. You know what I mean? It feels like some kind of outside interference or pressure that could come into this connection that might be there to sow doubt or cause some kind of confusion. Queen of Pentacles. So there may be another person in this connection that represents another queen. You're already coming in as Queen of Swords. There may be another queen here that is an outside influence, or more or less, or rather, I would say, an interference, right, in this connection. She doesn't play a huge part in the beginning, but as the two of you get to a place where you start to date, her presence is felt, and she causes definitely a little bit of confusion here, perhaps some pressure. Whoever this Queen of Pentacles represents, you're going to know who that is. If you resonate with this reading, you know what I'm talking about. Sound off in the comments. This could be someone that is tied to your hunter in some kind of way, whether it be through past connection or some kind of strong matriarchal or strong divine feminine energy in their life that plays a heavy part. So that's something that shows up. Take it for what it is for you. Let's go ahead and pull out your spirits. Spirits of darkness and light to see what's helping this situation or an obstacle. Spirit of the wolf, a loner. Yeah, that's the hunter. You're dealing with somebody who is at their heart a bit of a loner anyway. But they definitely don't want to be alone when it comes to you. Demon spirit. Oh, shadow self, torment. There is something here that gets revealed, but as I say, it just doesn't come through until you begin that dating. Spirit of the crystal ball. There's predictions, divination. You may be seeing your numbers, your angel numbers. You may be seeing signs of what is yet to come. Just a feeling of divination is in the air. Take that again as it applies to you. So now let's go ahead and pull out some zodiacs. I'm just going to see what zodiac signs you might be dealing with. As I said earlier, Leo and Aries did present itself. Leo. You see what I'm saying? Some of you are absolutely dealing with a Leo. Some of you are dealing with a Gemini. Yes. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. All right. Now, if you don't know your chart, if you need to get your natal chart, you want to get your whole numerology profile that's going to tell you so much about love in your life, how you are affected by love, how you approach love, what type of lovers you attract. All of that is in your cosmic blueprint, and I will link that. You can go ahead and order that from my store, same day delivery. And that is it. I hope that you resonated with this message. It gave you something to think about. If it did, leave a comment, hit the like button. That really lets me know you're getting something out of these readings. Thank you so much. If you want to stay with me for pile number 3, let's get started. All right, pile number 3. Let's get right into it. Who has a crush on you? The Siren. This is the sexy one, the one with all the charisma. Oftentimes, these are people who resonate with player energy. This is someone who's experienced definitely in dating, relationships, hookups. But we're going to talk about this more. This person is definitely interested in you. But what do they see when they see you? We're talking about the real deal. So you may indeed have turned the head of a player who doesn't want to play anymore, right? Is it the real deal that they want? Do they see a possibility here with you? How will they convey their interest? They're going to take action. Mars and Virgo. This is interesting. This is someone who is oftentimes very critical, self-critical. Now, it's an interesting energy to have with the Siren archetype, somebody who generally is very confident and oozes this kind of player energy, but at the same time, there's this level of insecurity there. A constant checking in with themselves, or whether or not they're doing things the right way. Is it going to work? There is an inner dialogue with this person. And so they want to act on these feelings, but they're going to be very, very careful how they do it. And what does Spirit say? There is destiny at play here. Yeah, I like it when the Siren shows up because oftentimes this can indicate a situation that's a real kind of role reversal or power reversal. This Siren, somebody resonates with this archetype, is usually very much used to getting whoever they want, turning the heads of people. They just ooze sexuality and confidence and charisma, and that's beautiful. But oftentimes, they're in it for a moment and then they move on. In this scenario here, you're turning the head of a Siren who sees with you a possibility of a real deal, of something deeper, and that is making them act in a completely different way. So let's go ahead and get some more cards out for your reading and see where this energy is taking us. 10 of Cups. Oh, wow. Pure happiness, right? Everything coming together. Knight of Pentacles. Devotion is there. Ace of Swords. A new outlook. 4 of Wands, the 1111 card coming right underneath Destiny, says so much. And Queen of Swords. Wow, this might be a Destiny connection. At the bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. So there is some games being played. I will say this. 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck can indicate there may be some treachery afoot. There may be some people who are working behind the scenes to sort of interrupt this, or there seems to be an interruptive sort of energy at play here. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, but sort of like just this energy that people are up to no good. They may be sowing seeds of doubt in this connection, especially if you're dealing with somebody who rocks with Siren energy. This person may indeed have a history. They may have a lot of lovers, or they may have a lot of people that interfere into their connections. Just a messiness, right? But this 7 of Swords type of interference will be coming in from the outside, from envy or jealousy, or anyone who may, more than anything, jealousy, I would say, anyone who may be jealous about the fact that you are really turning this person's head. Somebody whose head is not easily sort of impressed, right? But what comes out along with all of this? 10 of Cups and Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Like the whole package. 10 of Cups is the real deal. And if that's the energy that they feel when they're around you, if that's the energy that's between the two of you, along with the Knight of Pentacles, the most devoted, committed knight in the deck, there is destiny at play here. As much as I would like to say that somebody who is resonating with Siren energy oftentimes can't help the fact that they attract a lot of people, and there's a lot of difficulty with, like getting that real committed connection with someone who has this archetype. But when they do meet someone who fills that, who ticks all of those boxes for them, there's a whole change in the air. And this is kind of what I'm feeling here. This is kind of what's happening between the two of you. I wonder if you know who this person is, but there is a sense of like completion here between the two of you. There's also a sense of like, I don't know. I feel like this person is prepared to completely change their whole way of living, their whole outlook. Like, this is one of these scenarios where somebody who has never been into sort of a lockdown, monogamous, committed relationship, who kind of likes to be free and open and go where the wind blows them, all of a sudden completely just turns that around. And next thing you know, they are totally locked down into this connection that they want and desire. Um, I've seen situations like this. We've all seen those situations. They're really something to witness because it's like somebody who's lived their life a certain way just gets their whole outlook changed. So let's go ahead and get some clarity here on why this is. Wow, Three of Wands. They're waiting for a sign, though. This potential, this story, this outlook. I mean, even as we look ahead to Four of Wands, 11 soulmate energy, Three of Wands is here, more fire. This person, they feel like this too. They feel like this is serious. They feel like this is something that, oh my gosh, I can hear this conversation or this self communication in their head of like, wow, oh, this is somebody I want to be with. I'm ready to sort of lock it down, right? But I want to see more. I want to see a sign. There's a feeling of insecurity here with this person. I think you've really thrown them for a loop. You're dealing with somebody who's not used to being insecure. They're not used to doubting themselves. Ace of Swords, Four of Wands. Again, that Ace of Swords is a whole new outlook, a whole new way of seeing life, a whole new clarity. This is really like, yeah, it's a life-changing moment. You know, it's the real deal in so many ways. And then that Four of Wands is that celebration. There's going to be people here, as I said, that may be actively working against this connection because of jealousy or envy or insecurity. But then there's also going to be people in your circle that are like, wow, this is meant to be. They're going to, you ever see those couples where you have these friends, they're two friends of yours, and they hook up and they get together, and everyone in the social circle is like, wow, finally, yeah, finally. It was always going to happen, or they were meant to be together, or they're such a great couple. It's one of those connections that everybody celebrates. And that's the feeling that I have here, that it was really, you really do have a sense of destiny here, a sense of the real deal energy. You have someone whose whole outlook on relationships and connections is changed. Someone who's very critical now with themselves, Mars and Virgo, who wants everything kind of to be right. They want to make sure that, they don't mess up. Yeah, they're definitely on this vibe of like, I don't want to mess this up. Wow, there it is, Two of Cups. It's just like love and destiny and soulmate energy all the way around in this reading. I mean, Two of Cups, yeah, the two of you have found each other, and it's like everything that happened in this person's life up until now was just kind of like a waiting period, having fun. Basically, it almost feels like they were just having fun with others while they were waiting for their real deal to show up, which is you. Queen of Swords is there. Clarity, honesty. She showed up for the last reading as well. A lot of queen energy today for all three piles. A lot of divine feminine energy. But this Queen of Swords, she looks forward to the future with clarity and confidence and authenticity. She's proud of who she is. She doesn't really care of what anybody thinks of her. And this kind of energy is pervading your mood, your vibe, and just the general vibe of this connection. Because I'm sure there will be doubters, especially dealing with someone who comes off as a siren. Again, this is somebody who's considered the player in the scene, in your social circle, right? Everybody knows it. And so there may indeed be people who doubt this connection, or there may be naysayers, people who are part of this Seven of Swords energy that's not meant to uplift, but meant to sort of confuse and divide. Those people, they're not getting anywhere, because with that Queen of Swords energy that you're both kind of resonating with, and that the relationship or the connection itself is resonating with, it's kind of like, yeah, we don't care. Like we don't care what you think, and we, what you think, This is flipped over. Ace of Pentacles. New beginning. A whole new beginning. A whole new opportunity for a life together, a physical life together. This is, for some of you, this is destiny, and it's going to feel really sort of odd because, again, this destined connection is with someone that, for all intents and purposes, to everyone else around, right, and on paper, is somebody who was never going to settle down, somebody who was always going to take a kind of unserious sort of approach to relationships. All of that is just completely turned around and changed. They're a little bit careful though. That Mars and Virgo, there's a little bit for them. They may have some voices in their head, some insecurities, because oftentimes that happens when you're somebody who rocks with that sort of charismatic player energy, and you finally find someone that you think is the real deal. A lot of times there's that fear that, oh man, I'm not going to be able to lock this person down. They're not going to be able to take me serious. I've been playing all this time. Now I've come across somebody that requires me to be serious. And there's a lot of insecurities that can come in. You'd be surprised how many people who are so-called players resonate with a lot of insecurity when they come across the real deal. So they're going to be a little bit shy, actually, more shy than you expect them to be normally, or that they have been normally. Spirit of the woods, voices, goblins. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. There may be some voices in their head or people around them that want to keep them from that true connection. People who want to continue to see them just go from one to the next and not find that true happiness. And so that's there. Take it as it comes for you, or how it applies to your situation. Spirit of connection, soulmate energy. Yes, of course. A fated meeting. This is soulmate, divine counterpart. We'll get one more. And we have spirit of armor, defense, tactical, guarded. Yeah, you need to be. Because especially when dealing with this person, there are forces and people around that are taking notice. Because again, you're dealing with somebody who is considered, a hot item, a player, a hot commodity. Everybody, there are people who are around them that are attracted to them. It's not their fault. That's just the energy that they resonate with. And with that does come a sense of drama and messiness sometimes. So you have to be guarded. You have to protect this connection, because this connection is a real connection that the two of you are having. So now let's go ahead and get into your zodiac signs. We're going to see what kind of zodiac signs might be in this connection. We already have Virgo energy that showed up in Mars, Virgo. Aries is showing up. Yep, some of you dealing with Aries energy. Leo. And Sagittarius. All three fire signs. That's it. What are you going to say about that? Lot of fire here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with it, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you love these bracelets that I'm rocking, these are from Otter Spirit, and I do have a discount code Bow and Arrow Tarot 20, which gives you 20% off on their website. I will link that in the description as well. I love these semi-precious bracelets, and today I'm wearing my Love Energy Heart Chakra Trio. So thank you so much. This is it. This is the end of the Who Has a Crush on You and Why Pick a Card episode for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you right back here, Bow and Arrow Tarot, for your next Pick a Card reading. Bye-bye, everyone.